Okay, so it's Sunday, August 28th, 2011. Hurricane Irene is approaching Melrose. It's 8 a.m. the day of the epic struggle between the pumpkin and Hurricane Irene. Who will emerge victorious? Well, only time will tell. But before the battle begins, I thought it would be a good time to reflect on the perhaps short life of the pumpkin. Okay, this is this year's pumpkin plant. Just now about ready to take off, leave the garden via this viaduct here, where it ascends to an altitude of, let's say 8 feet, so it can clear the sidewalk, and then where it runs into all those morning glories and either heads up the telephone pole up to the cable television service, or perhaps then descends to the sidewalk on the other side to the morning glory bed there. Morning glories themselves are just getting started. This is a little teepee here, narrows to a point and then starts spreading, just heading up here, gets wider and wider and wider, then it gets to the pumpkin overpass. So since the last episode, the pumpkin plant has grown in intensity and has moved all the way up to the overpass, and it is on its way up the telephone pole. It's August 3rd, 2011, and exciting news, we have a pumpkin. Yes, we have a pumpkin. First identified today. Another close-up of the pumpkin to be, or the pumpkin, or the baby pumpkin, I guess is what you might call it now. It's definitely starting to expand. This is the guy, this is the child. I don't know why the pumpkin always decides to put the pumpkin over the sidewalk, but it has a flair for the dramatic, I guess. Wants to do that, so maybe because there's sunlight out here, I don't know. But here we go again. Day 2 of the pumpkin. It's noticeably larger, starting to turn green, and it's starting to descend of its own weight. As it gets larger, it's going to have to rest, hopefully, on the 2 sticks below as it achieves its ponderous jack-o'-lantern dimension. Today's a good day for the bees. Oops, there's a bee right there. Yeah, there he goes. Because the pumpkin's blossoming like crazy. It's very popular spot for bees to come by. Cue the bees. Okay, so they're not there right now, but you have to trust me on this one. This is like a grand central station of bees, had you been here a few moments ago. Okay, so this is day 3 on the pumpkin overpass, and we've had to construct a platform because the pumpkin is definitely starting to grow, and the pumpkin plant has decided this is it, this is the place, and it's picked a fantastic spot because I've got the structure in place, and it's going to be sitting there right over the sidewalk. Its triumphant orientation. It's August 16th, and the pumpkin is assuming giant proportions. It's like scary big. I've had to employ special anchoring systems to make sure it doesn't roll off. I'm starting to have to reinforce some of the joints of the structure so it doesn't collapse under the ever-increasing ponderous weight of the giant pumpkin. It's yellow now. It still has to go through the green phase and then the orange phase before it reaches its full pumpkinness. I think I may have purchased a competitive pumpkin plant. I'm not sure. I've never had one grow this fast. I think this has just been a matter of days. The thing has gone from walnut to this thing. I'm a little scared. The morning glories are brutal. They seem to be attacking the pumpkin leaves and wrapping them up. You can see this one here. It's starting to curl around this big giant leaf and squeeze it shut in their ongoing competition for sunlight, which there's not much of, but whatever there is, it's precious, I guess. And they're fighting it out. There's a big conflagration going on up towards the top where the pumpkins and the morning glories and Comcast cable internet lines are all competing for the same general territory. Okay, it's August 26th and Hurricane Irene is bearing down on Boston. So I've installed the special Hurricane Irene stabilization system to protect what is now a well beyond jack-o'-lantern size pumpkin from plummeting from its high precipice above the sidewalk to its grisly death. Looks like the morning glories are pretty much taking over the pumpkin vine now. There's a few leaves left, but not many. You can see it's kind of being swallowed by the morning gloriness. Sunflower's doing okay. Okay, the winds are starting to pick up. Irene's heading for Melrose on her mission to destroy my pumpkin. We'll see who wins.